Hi everyone, my name is Nick. I'm the lead developer at Accounting Add-ons, and today I'll talk about how to add and edit data warehouses within ODBClink. Some of you might be wondering, what's a data warehouse? And in terms of ODBClink, it's either a Microsoft Access or Microsoft SQL Server database that has been configured to pull certain tables out of your accounting package. As such, ODBClink doesn't actually provide a live link to your data. What it does instead is it has a get data process that connects your accounting package, downloads the tables that it needs that you've nominated to pull, and stores it in your data warehouse. You can then add any queries, any reports, anything you want to do within that data warehouse, you can add. And as such, it gives you the best performance because it's not a live link connecting to data that sits somewhere on the clouds very far. It's a mirrored copy of the data as it stood at a specific point in time. And if you need that to update that data, you just need to run the get data process again. Now that the data warehouse concept's a bit clear, let's get into it. Now, as you can see, we're in ODBClink and we've already set up our first data file. I won't cover that, that's already been covered in other videos. What we want to do now is set up our data warehouse. I'll go ahead and click on the Manage Data Warehouse button, which brings us to the next dialog, which allows us to add, edit, and remove data warehouses. Now, one interesting piece of information here is you can actually add multiple data warehouses, and the purpose of that is if you've actually got specific units of work you want to achieve, you can actually define multiple data warehouses, one targeted for specific tables with a specific purpose in mind. For the purpose of this exercise, I'll show you how to add a brand new one, as well as how to select the tables that you want to pull. I'll go ahead and click on the Add Data Warehouse button, and the first thing we get to do is name our data warehouse, in this case, Video Example. The next thing to do is to choose the database type to use, and you've got a choice of three: Microsoft Access 2000 to 2003, the MDB format, Microsoft Access 2007 onwards, which is the ACCDB format, and Microsoft SQL Server. Now, I won't cover Microsoft SQL Server in this video, we can do that separately. And as between the choice of the two Microsoft Access format, we recommend you go with the older one. And the reason for that is the older Access format is actually compatible with very old versions of Windows all the way to very new and modern versions of Windows. As such, it's foolproof. It usually works 99.9% of the time. If you go with the new ACCDB format, it usually only works on older machines if they've got Microsoft Access 2007 installed and onwards. So we'll pick Microsoft Access 2000 to 2003 for the purpose of this video. You'll notice below there's a Tables tab, and that basically lists all the different tables we can pull from. There's a filter option that allows us to pick the accounting package we want to pull from, and by default for us it's MYOX because we're using MYOB AccountRight Live. You can also pull from QuickBooks, Xero, or MYOB Classic. Now, for our example, we'll choose MYOX for AccountRight Live. And what we want to do is a customer report. So we'll choose customers, identifiers, custom lists, and customer addresses. I'll click OK, and that's the table selected. We've created our data warehouse, but we haven't actually populated it with any data just yet. What we now need to do is click Close on this dialog, click on the Get Data button, and wait for it to pull the data that we've requested into our data warehouses. Once the get data process is finished, we can click Close, and now we can actually open up our data warehouse and have a look at the data. So what we'll do, we'll go to the Video Example data warehouse, and there's a hyperlink. We can just click on that. It'll bring up Microsoft Access, so you're going to make sure you have Microsoft Access installed, and you'll see all the tables selected down the page. Now, I don't actually particularly like this view, so I'll change it to Show by Object Type. I'll just widen that a bit. You'll see if I double click on the MYOX customers, I've got all the customer fields. If I click on identifiers, okay, well, there's no identifiers, there's no custom list, and there's some address details that got pulled. And depending on your database, you'll have different data downloaded, of course, but that's pretty much as simple as it is to actually create and edit your data warehouse and get it to populate with data. The main thing to remember is anytime you want to see the latest information and refresh it, you'll need to run that get data process. That brings us to the end of the video showing you how to add or edit a data warehouse in ODBClink. Now, of course, there's a lot more things you can do now with the data. You can integrate with Excel, you can integrate with Access, create your own queries, and we'll have other videos showing you how to do those things. Well, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. And remember, if you've got any questions, feel free to contact us. I'm sure we can help. Cheers. See ya.